That unit,
we are live right now, guys. So y'all keep talking. We're gonna wait just a couple of minutes to get everybody in here.
Clay, that unit's about 12 grand.
Yeah, no, I've gotten 2 of them in the last 3 years.
As a guide, are you able to get insured?
I am. Yeah, no, they both been covered under insurance, so I've been being real careful.
Yeah.
Imagine if I lose a third one in 3 years, they might not want to insure me.
No kidding.
What insurance company do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
No, it's God, they've been great both times it's happened. They like, oh, this is the most common thing we deal with. Like, it happens. Don't worry about it. It's I go blank every time.
I have Travelers. I don't know if that rings a bell or not.
Yeah, I got guide insurance, so it's different.
Oh,
It's maritime.
Well, I'm going to have to text Lieutenant Dan that because he was talking to me the other day, and as a guide, he couldn't find it. So you might be gatekeeping some stuff that'll help a few guys out.
Yeah, no, I'll share their information when we get done. They're not sponsored, but man, they both times I went down, they have been Johnny on the spot.
That's
Matter
awesome.
of fact, the lady that does inspections, she was the same lady this time when it happened as last.
okay. Hey, Cassandra, I see you're on. It's Maritime Insurance. Can you see us online right now? Because I'm not seeing it anywhere. Just making sure.
She said she was going to watch. I can't see any comments if we get comments. So
yeah, I'll if we get something, I'll read them to us. Okay, she says yes. Okay, so she can see us, so that's good. I cannot tell because I can't see it. I can't tell how many people we have on here. Let me delete this out of here. It's the first time I've used this in a long time. It used to tell me how many people we had on here, but I don't see it.
Well, we'll pre-record it and save that second for people to jump on.
Yeah,
so
we'll get going.
Yeah, a lot of people watch it later for sure.
Yeah.
Clay, y'all won our last state championship, correct? 2025 state championship D1 on Lake Palestine.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's sitting right over here.
Yeah, we might want to see that.
Which one?
How does it feel being back in the saddle, back on top?
I'll do a little pat. See, there it is right there. Can you see it now?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
That's awesome. Well, you've always been a huge supporter of the club. If we ever have to have questions behind the scenes, you and some other past president, past board members, man, y'all are always unbelievably supportive. And I think Chris and I always talk about, you guys' answer is, man, this is what we used to do. I don't care what you guys do. We're going to support the club. And
right. Yeah, no,
that's pretty unique.
I mean, it's a unique deal to have a group that's been going as long as this, that's completely made up of people volunteering their time. I'll always do, my wife will have to get me on the board if I ever get on it again, because she threatened me with my life to never get on the board again. But we love the club. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all without it. I don't know. You know, me and Todd, I saw Crappie Fest probably from Tommy back in 2015 when I first really got into seriously crappie fishing, and tried to get. I was building a custom duck boat at the time with WC Custom Pete Willett, and if I'd have got that boat ready the day before Crappie Fest in 2015, I'd have went and fished it, but I didn't get ready till later. And then Todd and I used to duck hunt. I'd give him a bunch of PVC to make PVC brush bottles. So I started hitting him up for, like fishing information, and, I knew he was telling me how good he was at the bridge and this, that, and the other. And I just went over to his house, 4th of July. He had a camp at Pelican on Lake Ford. And I said, man, we need to fish. And he said, man, he's like, let's do it. He goes, man, have you ever heard of crappie anglers in Texas? And I said, yeah, I tried to fish crappie fest. And he said, well, me and Langdon fished. And that's when I found out he was a good dad. Later on, I found out that he couldn't have done it even if he wanted to. Langdon weighed in a fish. I think Langdon got first or second in the 10 and under. It was over 2 pounds. And if Todd had turned that fish in, he'd have won I don't remember, 2 or 3 grand. Which wow. I know you probably heard the story about Langdon catching a fish that would have won Todd $13,750.
That crappie fest. Yeah.
We like to joke Langdon won $650 in cash and prizes, but anyway.
Yeah.
He said that, they got a club tournament on Palestine and my son's going to fish it, but he's an angler. He can be my partner. He always jokes that he roped me into the first one. And we just divide and conquered like we did then and did afterwards. A lot of times we just split up the lake and kind of scouted on our own. And back then we just looked for brush piles. Todd found a good one that had some big fish on it. We weighed 6 of our 7 fish off of one brush pile. And a buddy told Todd about another one, and we didn't even know what it was. He just told us what dock it was in front of, and we went and found it. And I caught like a 190 off of it. We got second place in our first cat turn. I'm sitting there with a check, and we won like $700. And Todd had a freezer full of fish, so he let me kick the fish, and that was my job once I got that boat. Cassandra let me. I think originally I told her I was going to spend $1,000. Instead, I spent $3,600. I put an old terror on my duck boat, which was overkill, but I got that in 999 Hummingbird, and my job was to keep her in crappie. So after that first cat tournament, I had a check for $350 for my part and a cooler full of fish. So she said, "You need to do more of that." I had no problem obliging that. But from the beginning, it was the group, man. It was the guys running the club. I mean, early on, Mackey was a big help. Mackey was I think he was the tournament guy maybe at the time. Mackey White and John Hernandez and all those guys. They just supported the club with their time, and like you guys are now. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate your time and their time then. And I put in a little bit of time myself, but it's what it takes. To me, it's a great fun, especially with the different divisions. I mean, to be able to come in and start fishing and be a little competitive and get the thrill of that, and then kind of work your way up. I mean, I don't know who was a product of it. I mean, Jerry and them used to fish years ago. They fished before cat, but in the recent years, me and Jordan and Travis Decker and a bunch of fish that started out with cat and kind of worked our way up and love it and keep doing it.
Well, we didn't have a set agenda or anything tonight, so obviously comments can flow through. I'm going to stay on here for about 30, and Chris is going to push us all the way through. But Clay, one of the things I remember when I first joined the club is guys like you, man, y'all just share so much information. I wasn't used to that coming from the bass world. Obviously, since I'm in crappie, for those that don't know, in the crappie fishing world, if you're going to do the crappie tournaments for a living, if your name's not Hayden Jeffrey and a few of the top guys, you're going to go broke real quick. So this is a love of the sport. This is a camaraderie deal. Can you talk for a few minutes about some of the relationships that you've fostered during this time period, just traveling around the world? And then why do you fish tournaments if it's not for the money?
Yeah, man, no, I love it. I guess I've always, been a competitive person. And that's another great thing about cat, like I was talking about a while ago, is being able to come in and even though with very green, tournament fishing was able to compete. So now, especially with the 3 divisions, being able to come in and go from that level to the middle level to the upper level. But just I love to compete, love to fish. People ask me often, like when I started fishing, and I can't tell you. I'm sure my dad drugged me as soon as I could hold the pole in my hand. And to be able to do that for a living now and compete all over the country is just a great thing. I mean, you talk about the relationships. Yeah, no, I mean, it's great. Like we do it here, and it happens everywhere nationally. Even if you break something or something else happens, man, somebody's always there to lend a part or to help out. I keep a lot of extra stuff, and I'm able to return those favors often to people and just help out when I can. It's a great community, it really is. I think you'll get to see that a lot of crappie fest for sure. One thing that's cool about that this year is Friday doing the fish fry. And kind of like when y'all do the extravaganza, it's just an excuse for us to get together and just, actually just talk and hang out versus, not that I don't love the tournament part, but the tournament, we show up and we hang out the weigh-in line and then that's it. But it's a great community to say the least, man. It's like you were talking about, people help. I've never found more people that help, even in a situation where a tournament's going on.
Yeah,
sure.
And let me chime in on that, and that's a very good deal. So Clay is one of the guys when I went to my first tournament that talked to me. I'm sitting in line, never done this before, didn't know anybody, scared to death, and I remember Clay talking to me, and that's kind of what I want all of our guys. If you're watching this right now, you're part of the club, and you're going to be in this tournament, I ask you to look for new people. We actually have 5 amateur teams. 3 of those are brand new. 2 of those are brand new. We have 2 brand new teams in the semi-pro this year. So we're going to have a lot of brand new people. And one of the things, if you're on here, because I see some names, I'm going to go through the comments in a minute, but if you're on here, I just ask that you look for new people and talk to them and welcome them to the club, because that's what kept me in this whole thing is people. But I'm scared to death. I think I'm about to disqualify. So one of my buddies was right in front of me, and he had a junior angler with him. He read the rules wrong and thought they had to have an extra fish for the junior angler, so they got disqualified. I'm like, oh man, here we go. I'm about to get disqualified in front of all these people. It's just one of those things. You're scared because you don't know the rules. And but anyway, thank you, Clay, for doing that, because I do remember you reached out to me. You may not remember it, but I do. So
I need to do a better job about that. I try to introduce them. I'm bad with names, so sometimes I'm scared to introduce myself to somebody because I feel like I recognize them. But
yeah, well, why do you think I ask everybody to look at the numbers and tell me what number they are? Number 16, because I can't remember everybody's names. I
think you all have to wear, even if you don't have a sponsor, you have to have a jersey with your name on it. That way,
like Todd, I could not remember Todd's name for the life of me for 2 tournaments, and he's sitting there facing me. I couldn't see the back of his shirt, and I'm like, what's his name? And I had to ask somebody. Not that I knew his face. I would have recognized him out. I just couldn't remember the name. But
hey, Chris, I want to touch on that real quick before we went through. As far as I was busting my lower unit last week, sick to my stomach because we've got first tournament of the year and everything like that. And so I called a few of the guide buddies, and Travis set me up with a contact, went through insurance like Clay and I were talking about. And then 6 days later, I've got a new lower unit on my boat. And so if it's not for those connections and those contacts, I'm lost. If it's not for guys like Clay, because Clay, you were one of the guys that I looked up to when I first started this. Now I want to beat your teeth in. But no, man, I mean, whether it was Live Well Care about you telling me to go buy a Mr. Bubbler, or whether it was, hey man, those fish are not chasing the jig right now, or just little things to help us grow in this sport. I would highly recommend, whether it's Clay or whether it's other guys in our club, man, hire one of these guides. This is what they do for a living. I'm not asking you to take their spots and to take their livelihood, but man, these guys are unbelievable at their craft, and they're going to teach you so much. You learn so much by just entering these tournaments and fishing the same conditions that we all do. But if there's an opportunity for you and your family or business or whatever to hire some of these guys, they're top notch.
Yep. So Clay, we're going to ask you some information about fishing here in a minute, but let's run through real quick. So I see Donnie is on here from Crappie Freaks saying, hey, he sees us. Wes Paxton, he'll be fishing this weekend. See James Rains, I know you got on in a minute. Let's see. John Maddox, Clay has got the trophy wall looking good. Donnie says, hello, Clay. Go through a couple of these real quick, see if there's any questions. And Ronaldo, thank you so much for telling me to go to YouTube, because I knew I used to do this all the time when I did my lives. And that's how it is. That's how I can see how many people are watching everything else on YouTube. So thank you so much. James has a very important question for you, Clay. Is what laundry detergent does Cassandra Gann buy you again?
I don't know what laundry detergent we use, but we use Glam Wash from Tyler Candle. They're in there somewhere. There they are right there. Tyler Candle Company. It's Glam Wash. The one we use is Diva. That's a good story. She bought a blouse from a girlfriend of hers years ago, and when she washed it, took it back. She goes, God, it smelled so good, I hated to even wash it. What do you do? And she told her, like, it's Tyler Candle. They got Glam Wash. You just add it to your wash, and it's a clothes fragrance.
Really?
And we've partnered up with them, and I'm almost embarrassed to tell you that I do better for them than I probably do any of my other sponsors, because anytime I get in an enclosed area with women, like at a gas station or a food place or anything like that, they're like, oh my God, you smell good. What is that? And I show them how to get online and order $100 worth of Glam Wash. There's all different sizes. You start off with like a little quart to see how you like it, but I know that Mr. Crappie has it on now, and a buddy of mine named Chris Mann, he's an East Coast crappie guy, one of the best in the country. We don't see him a lot around here because he lives in, I think, Kentucky, but he told me, he messaged me one day, he's like, man, what's that stuff you use? Because my wife gets mad, she washes my hunting and fishing clothes, and they still kind of, she don't think they smell good coming out of the wash still. And so I told him, and he tried it. He said they love it.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out. There's Cassandra, Tyler Candle Company Diva.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Kip Wright, and we're almost to the end of that. We'll start asking some questions, but Kip Wright, John Hernandez, one of the OG crappie guys. I have not seen John register yet, so hopefully he'll be here for this tournament.
Kip's been around for as long as I've been around. Kip's around for a long time. He's always a go-to.
I think Kip was born in like 1923 or something like that. He's been around here
defend
forever.
himself.
Yeah.
Kip's a great guy. And that goes back to camaraderie of the group. It's great to see these
Exactly.
names on here. And it's going to be great to see everybody again here and this weekend and catch up and have a laugh and everything else.
Bobby Hughes. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Bobby.
Jason Uten, keep up the good work with the club. Let's see. Josh Sherrill, can't wait to start fishing cat again. All right. Here is a good question to start off, Clay, from Andrew Black. What is the best way to keep fish alive till the weigh-in?
Yeah, I'll run through my setup. That Todd and I used to be, I don't know how we kept fish alive. So we started fishing cat in July of 2015. And I mean, these were back when we had 100-degree summers. Anyway, we were done. I don't even want to tell you what we used to do. But it cost us big time in a cat tournament at the Richland Chambers tournament one year. We lost our largest and third largest fish, like over 1.25 pounds on our scale. And I think we would have got like second or third. Instead, we got like seventh. But all I do is I always wipe out my live wells, completely clean them the day before the tournament. Just wipe them down and clean the little basket strainer if you've got, if it's dirty. And then I seal that thing off to where no water can get in or out of it. And I go a little overboard with this, but I take a 3,800 gallon an hour 12-volt bilge pump, and I've got like a 18-foot cord on it. And I drop it down in the water. Like you get past that. One of the things we read is like the top 2 foot or 3 foot of water is like the nastiest water on the lake. It's got like the most chemicals and bacteria in it. So I pump that water in my live well. This time of year, you're not gonna be able to do it because I'm not gonna throw a 30-foot hose on there. But generally I'm putting it kind of close to where those fish are living, whatever, 12 to 18 foot down. And I put that water in the live well, and I put G juice in there. And then this time of year, you don't have to worry about temperature, or at least I don't mess with it until it starts getting above 70 degrees. And when it gets above 70 degrees, I got a fancy one. You can go buy the little glass ones that PetSmart that just stick in the back of your live well. But once the water warms up, you want to keep it between I keep mine between 70 and 74. But this time of year, I wouldn't worry about water temp. And then I just run a double bubbler. I don't know the brand name. Do you remember what that one was?
You can get them at Academy or Walmart. I think it's called Mr. Bubbler. You can get them on Amazon.
Yeah,
it's a box.
I just run a double bubbler. One of the things I read is you don't want to recirculate the water because it pulls all those fish are going to throw up and spit up fish. Especially this time of year, if you bring fish from deep enough too fast, they're going to upchoke. And so all that debris and dirtiness goes to the bottom of that live well. So if you recirculate, it runs from the bottom to the top. So you just recirculate that nasty stuff off the bottom to the top. So I just run a double bubbler, don't recirculate the water, and then I do the fin clip weights. There's several of them out there. Cliff's Bombas the ones I got right now, I got from Cliff. And but there's several companies that make them. And this time of year, I think it's important because when you bring those fish up, they're going to get a little bit of the bends. Mm-hmm. And so to put a clip weight on those first 2 fins, it'll kill. And what it does is kind of keeps them right in the water. And I probably got 20 of them because they're gonna kick them off. And especially this time of year, the water's gonna be cold, so you don't have to stick your hands down in there. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but that's pretty much it. I keep that water below 70 degrees or between 70 and 74, which this time of year you ain't gonna worry about. Double bubbler, cleaner water from the lake, and then G juice and the clip weights.
Y'all run 8 fish, Clay?
Yes. Yeah, I usually keep an extra one just in case. I think
Do
it's
you
only
ever
helped a
fizz them?
couple of times, but
Do you ever fizz them if you're going too deep?
I don't, man. So funny story. Todd and I, we won the first time we ever caught him deep was Bob Sandlin of 2017. I hope Tommy's watching.
Oh gosh.
Right.
We need to text him. I need to tell him you're about to talk noise on him.
Yeah, no, he'll watch later. Somebody will tell him. So in 17, we fished the cat tournament at Sandlin Cypress. See that plaque? It says Sandlin Cypress.
A little bit closer. Oh yeah.
And then we won that one. That was our first D1 tournament ever. But we caught these fish and here's in 2017, we won the Sandlin Cypress tournament. Apparently, Tommy and about 4 of the people. No, I'm just kidding. There was more than that, I think. But it says Sandlin Cypress. Tommy and I used to run the Facebook. And anyway, Tommy won it on Monticello in 18 and called it the Tri-Lakes tournament. They apparently they used to call it the Tri-Lakes, but anyway, I'm giving Tommy.
So he didn't get disqualified, I guess.
No, you could and I knew it, but I knew it like the day before, 2 days before the tournament. Todd called him, and he goes, "Did you know we could fish Monticello?" I was like, "No."
Oh.
He goes, "Well, somebody told me we could. I think Box maybe. Todd Box and him were real good buddies." And so he called or he texted Jerry, and Jerry said, "Yeah, it's kind of always just been known you can fish." And so when he told me that, I was like, "Known by who?" Like, this is our 4th year in the club and our 2nd year to fish the tournament. I said, I answer the questions if they message Facebook. I said, I'm gonna tell them no if they ask. But anyway,
that's the first time I heard this. Do we need to bring it back?
Tommy actually gambled that time. He said that he knew it was going to be tough to get the bites. And I think that day he said he got 9 bites and caught 8 of them, something like that. But he had some giant black crappie. But in 2017 was the first time we fished that lake, and we found deep brush. And I watched a video. I found a Captain Coleman video on how to fish. And they actually used to sell a deal that you put the fish in there and it showed you where to poke them. And they showed the video where they held them under the water and stuck the needle in that spot. And you could see bubbles coming out. And when you quit seeing the bubbles, you pulled the needle. Well, I didn't have time to get that thing in. It was like a crappie shaker is what it was. It was just huge. So you could put big crappie in. And so we talked to somebody and they said if you just go behind that fin about four scales and just going right there, that's where, and I'm just going off of what somebody told me a long time ago, but we borrowed a needle from a buddy and the orifice on it was too small. And so the first fish we caught, I was trying to hold him under the water from that Captain Coleman video, and I could never see the bubbles. What was happening is the debris from stabbing the fish or something, the orifice was too small and the air wasn't going through it. It was getting clogged. So I stabbed that first fish like 4 times and killed it. And I think I stabbed about 4 of them. And then about the time I stabbed the 4th or 5th one, I finally just started listening because you could hear it. And then I just take the needle out. But I'm not an expert. I mean, you'll need to YouTube that and find somebody way better at it. We quit doing it. Because about the time I stabbed the 4th or 5th one, that first one died. God told me just to quit, forget it. And we'll just gamble if they're going to make it or not. But the clip weights help a lot, I think, to kind of keep them right. Yeah. And they'll kind of birth themselves. Something else we did at one of those, I think it was the next year, is Todd was sticking them in a bucket, like a small bucket. And then by that time, some of those we were throwing back because they didn't make it, and those would swim off. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at that at all. I would watch some videos or try to find somebody that knows way more about that than me.
Sure.
Yeah, I've never fizzed them, but I do when I catch them. When I catch them deep, I reel in slowly. Just keep pressure on them. Let them, just like a human being coming up. You're gonna get the bends if you go up too fast. You reel up slow, as long as they don't come out with their eyes looking like a goldfish.
Oh, we wait. That 20. I can't remember if it was the first year or if it was that second year. We had one that looked like a cartoon character because both his eyes had kind of bulged out a little bit.
Yep.
I think that was probably the second year, because the first year we caught them like 30 to 35 foot down. But then the second year we were catching them 35 plus.
Oh yeah.
Man, I kind of feel bad. We murdered a lot of fish that day. I'm glad we weren't in ponds or somewhere, because we'd have been done after like the first hour. We caught, Todd caught, he probably caught 40 fish where I caught a fish. We were going to spine a rig with 8-foot rods with double minnow rigs. And he had a Triton at the time, and he had a double seat mount, but it's fixed. So you had to kind of walk around it to get in the chairs. And I don't remember what I did wrong, but I went to the back, and I'm at the back, and I say, it's like, it's 7, it's go time. And he drops his first rod and starts dropping his second, and I see his first rod go off. And he wore me out for 45 minutes. We stayed on one big tree for at least the first 2.5, maybe 3 hours.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And we had 2 other trees we wanted to fish that were near there, and the guy came in there and started moving around. We were afraid he was going to get one of them other trees, so we left our tree. And he pulled up on our tree and caught big fish of the year.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that wild? Well, Chris,
15
I know
minutes.
you want to jump in and you had a few questions on Lake Palestine specific. Andrew, that was a great question, by the way. And Clay is who taught me live well care. And I mean, all these guys are great. Clay's way, I feel like, has worked great for me personally. Chris, I know we're going to try to, as a board, you're heading this part up of meeting maybe the Monday before a tournament and talking to a local guide or talking to a local guide that supported our club and maybe ask a few Q&A about a specific lake. Is there something you wanted to kick us off with?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So for anybody watching or that's going to watch later, this is something we're going to do every Monday before the tournament. Whatever lake it's on, we're going to do it. So Lake Fork, what's the other one we're doing? Hugo. We'll do it before Hugo as well. So just something, we're not having meetings like we used to. And I think it's a good way to get out there and let people ask questions and everything else. Tony right here says, Clay helped me so much. Caught some nice fish on Palestine today. So Tony Valdez.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Tony, what's going on, brother?
Rod Silman real quick says, hello, everybody.
What's up, Rod?
Yeah.
Chad Hilderd. John says I need some, and I don't know what I'm sure it's a dig on me because he's my fishing partner. Okay, here's a question right here from Bobby Hughes. I hadn't read it all, but let's see. How do you guys think the lake will fish this weekend? What are some general pointers for current lake conditions? Clay, I know you hadn't been on the lake in a few weeks, but what would you say on this time of year? Let's do it for, I guess, somebody that's probably never fished Palestine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll go off of years past and what I saw when I was out there. I'm going to get a chance to go there this week. I may run a guide trip there one day, but man, I like the river. I mean, when I say the river, I'm talking about the Nathan's River. You can catch big fish in that river. Go back and check out me and Larry DeLong. Larry DeLong did a YouTube video. I think the name of his YouTube channel was Jigs Up. And we went out there about the time the tournament's going to happen, because we had to go. The tournament was in February that year. So we had to go a month before the tournament. So it'd been probably somewhere around the second week of January. And we started way up in I don't remember, 15 foot of water in the Natchez and caught a 2-pounder, and then worked down the river. Just kept working down. I mean, there's little spots all through there. You just kind of have to find them. But if you right now, based off what I saw last time I was there, we've had some cold. It got warm, but then it got cold again. So I'm going to guess the fish are probably still between 20 and 25 foot down in the water column. And so if you get on the flats off the river or in the river where it's only about 20 to 25 foot deep, they're going to be on the bottom. And but then if you work down the lake, like if you get south of the 155 bridge, then you'll see those fish suspended on that deep timber in the channel. They'll be 20 to 25 foot down. And something I'll tell people to do is Lake Palestine is an inviting lake. It's near full, so you can't see a lot of the stumps because the lake's old enough they've fallen off. I would get with Tom Main and spend. I think he charges $40 for a lake map card. He's got kind of like the guide lanes on Lake Fork.
Yeah.
it'll help a lot. I know back in years past, we'd go to Fork and Richland Chambers and everywhere else, and nobody'd lose a large unit. And then we'd go to Palestine and somebody'd lose one because there's some big trees out there that you can't see.
And that card is like a little crutch. I mean, I've fished that lake for, my YouTube channel's been going on for 6 years, and I put Tom's card in every time, and I can't tell you how many times I look down, make sure I'm pretty dang close. I mean, I used to know where I was going and felt comfortable with it until I saw some stumps that I missed. I followed that card. I followed that lane card all the time.
I tell you, about 3 summers ago, humbled me because I thought I knew the lake real well. And then one of the places I used to run to go around timber that I knew was there was a big old tree right there. I was like, I went right over the top of that thing 1,000 times. Luckily, it was like 4 foot under the surface. But when the lake got 4.5 foot low, you could see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I've had to come near hitting that thing before. So I marked it. But yeah, no, Tom's card will say, I mean, I promise you, you can ask Taylor your deductibles. It's more expensive than $40.
100%.
Yeah.
On your lower unit.
For sure.
But yeah, no, it's I'm gonna fish the river more than likely. I mean, I don't recall in the past fishing a flat this time of year. There is some deep timber there north of the bridge. I'll check it. I think I fished it in February one time in a tournament. I don't know why on my old Navionics chip it shows what they call it. It calls it Old Lake Palestine. And if you buy Tom's card, I'm sure it'll outline that what I call the forest. It's a big giant forest of trees that's north of the bridge there. The river runs right through the middle of it.
Yep.
And I like the edge lines of it, and I like the main channel itself. And I'm gonna fish timber more than likely. I keep saying every year I'm gonna try to find roamers because I get people chasing roamers from time to time, and it kills me. But
Yeah, I think I'm just going to jump in real quick since Palestine's one of my home lakes. Yeah, there's all the way north of the bridge to north of the villages to up to the power line. If you get on that creek channel in Lake Palestine, you are going to find timber. From the water treatment plant to the bridge to there's very rarely are you going to run into a creek channel on Lake Palestine where you don't go 50 yards without a ton of timber.
Yeah.
And I will say I went today, there was a lot of roamers out there. So
were they carp or crappie?
It doesn't matter. No, they were crappie or small carp. I wasn't going for them. I was going for, they were too small, but yeah, there was a lot of roamers out there. So, see, Josh asked, is this still a 7-fish tournament or was it changed to 5? No, it is still a 7-fish tournament. I do ask everyone that's watching this, please just go and reread the rules this year because we have made some changes. That's one of the things that's left the same as 7-fish tournament, but we have changed it through divisions, and there's a whole different point system this year than there was in the past. So it's not going off money anymore; it's going off points. So please go read the rules.
Yeah, I think the other thing, Chris, real quick, since we're going to touch base on that. I mean, as tournament director, the other biggest thing is to promote the club. There's been years past, there's been different views. And so we've decided this year. So Todd is primarily Clay's fishing partner. On the national trail, Clay fished with Cassandra. The way the rules state this year is Team Todd and Team Clay will be able to have an alternate. So if Cassandra wants to fish with Clay while Todd is fishing high school bass with his son, which we're not promoting bass fishing on here, green trash fish fishing whatsoever.
Bitch pickles.
It's going to allow them to still qualify for state, and Todd and Cassandra will be able to rock, paper, scissors of who gets to share the boat with Clay for state championship. But it's just an opportunity. As long as the other person that you add to the team is a member of CAT or add them as a member of CAT, we want to continue to grow this sport and to grow membership and give guys an opportunity that might not fish with somebody or grab somebody as a net man and introduce them to the sport. So that was kind of the reason behind it. Not trying to complicate things, just trying to make it easier for people to fish with somebody new.
Yeah.
Real quick, is it still no off limits?
No off limits except for state and the rules. I think don't quote me right now, but I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before state is off limits, or Monday, Tuesday, something like that.
I think it's Monday and Tuesday or
Yeah, because that would
really
make sense
it-
to have like 2 days of pre-fish before
Yeah.
steak. But no, that was to protect you guys, Clay. That so if y'all are all guiding on Lake Fork in March,
Right.
we want to give you guys a chance to make money and to
Yeah.
continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah. All right, old Kendall Potan, my man, jumps in here, says, really miss fishing cat tournaments. You're welcome to fish anytime, Kendall. Great group of guys. Keep up the great work, Sarge, and other board members. Kendall, I'm going to be calling
Thank
you. And thank you, first of all. Thanks for saying that. But I'm going to be calling you also to see if you're up for cooking for us one more time this year. Because Kendall makes some dang good food, dude.
He does.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for all you do. Clay, I'll see you Saturday. Thank you guys.
All right, brother. See you.
All right, buddy. Take care. Okay, Donnie says, I've been thinking about joining the cat tournament trail. What's your advice for a newcomer to the tournament scene? That's a good one for you, Clay.
Yeah, man, just come fish tournaments. Don't be. I mean, it's not. It's fun. Like I don't know you, Donnie. I'm sorry, I can't see the name on the thing big enough, but it's a great group of guys. Just kind of look at the 3 divisions and start where you think you need to start. And I mean, there's a lot of tips out there. You can find a lot of information on YouTube. I'll go into a little bit of. I'll try to be short with this, but there's a lot of ways to scout lakes before you go. You kind of want to be prepared before you go. One thing is like if you want to, these lakes around East Texas all have stumps in them, so you want to find, ask somebody that knows the lake, look a guide up that guides that lake. Almost every lake has a Facebook page for the lake, so you can go over there and see who the guides are and hit them up and see whose map card they need to buy. And like that one that Tom Main has will show you where a bunch of timber is, so that'll tell you where the trees are for sure, which are great for crappie. There's Roman fish that can win tournaments, but for the most part, these lakes around here are won on timber.
Yeah.
Google Earth is another great tool. You can go to Google Earth, and the way they have it now, you can click on the top of it, and you can see old pictures of the lake. And what I like to do is find that lake at its lowest level with the best picture, and then scout around that way. Get your Navionics up on your phone. That's an app that costs, I think, like $60 a year. So I have Navionics on my phone and have Google Earth up on my computer, and I know where the channel is and stuff like that. And I'll go find those trees and just look for. We'd look for gnarly boat trees and stuff like that you couldn't see on a normal level. There's a lot of great tips out there. I mean, you can dive down some rabbit holes of YouTube and stuff like that. But just come fish, man. It's a fun group of guys. Well worth it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And Donnie, one of the things that we did this year, and I don't mean this in a bad way, for guys like you that have never fished tournaments before, we had the amateur division. So the amateur division is a $40 buy-in with a $10 big fish. So a $50 entry fee. And it's just a way to get more guys in here to grow the sport, and let you guys who have not been a part of the tournament. There's no point in throwing you guys in there fishing against, myself or Austin that have been fishing this for 3, 4, 5 years. So this is just a way to get you guys in, get you guys involved in it, learn from us. And I say from us, I've never placed, but learn from Clay. Let's just go there. Learn from Clay, learn from Austin, and we're here to help you guys. So ask any questions to any of us. We'd love to have you out here, brother. I think next month is Bob Sandlin. Well, this weekend is still not too late. It's only Monday. Wednesday night at midnight is when this tournament ends for online sign up. After that, you have to come to Nautical Mile between 5 and 6:30 on Friday, and that's when late registration happens. So we'd love to see you out here, man. That's a great question. And definitely don't be afraid. I'm really going to work on telling everybody to make sure to look for new people. And people, if you don't know them, go talk to them. That's kind of what we want to do is make sure we get in there and say hi to everybody. So Matt DeVore, safe boating tips. You got any safe boating tips? Don't drive at night with your lights off.
Yeah. I'll give one. Several years ago, I can't remember if it was a cat tournament. I think it was a cat tournament. It was real foggy. And so, man, just be super careful. We that year there was a kayak tournament too, and you could barely see. The fog was you couldn't see the kayaks at all. It was like that little 3 foot of fog on the water, and you could see the flag, and that was it.
Yeah.
So just just give yourself plenty of time in the morning before go time. Like I ain't even paid attention. Are we lines in at 7?
It's lines in at 7. We were supposed to start at 7:30, but it got put on there at 7, so I didn't change it. It's still going to be kind of dark at 7, so be safe, guys.
Allow yourself plenty of time. Be sure you keep your lights on your boat.
Yes.
And bring a flashlight in case something happens and your batteries die. You don't want to be out there sitting duck with no lights on your boat.
Yeah.
Without a flashlight.
I'll tell you what, we had
But the main thing I would say, as far as navigating Lake Palestine, is get that card.
And that's the next.
But I like Tom's. It was a great card, and then when the lake 3 summers ago now, time flies. When the lake was really low, he went through and did some more, updated it with better, updated a couple things to make it even better.
Yeah, he's got a new version. I believe that one's $60. It went up a little bit, but it's well worth it. So I would look at Tom Maines.
I'll comment his number. I'll get back on here after we're done and comment his number on the post.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Hold on, I've got it right here. I'm just gonna do it right now. Give me a second.
Aren't you? Yeah, that's it. There's I can kind of tell you how to run the lake, but it's
I'm typing it in right now. So if anybody wants the boat card, 279. And he responds to text a lot better than phone calls. So, all right, I just put it in the comments right there.
Appreciate it.
That's important.
He's got the best one on Palestine. There's the guide lanes on Lake Fork. I haven't heard anything bad about it. I think there's a couple of those up there.
Tom's got one for that one as well.
At Pines, boatlane.com actually has a really good one. A guy had bought that I did educational on his boat, and it showed that edge line to the timber, and then it showed how to get from Alley Creek to the poles. And really, if you're running that lake, that's about all you need to know. So,
yep. Hey Xavier, I just posted that information down there. Just text Tom. That's his number. Don't call him. Text him, and he'll send you a link to where you can get it and download it. It's pretty easy. And if you can't figure it out, come see me. If it's a hummingbird, hummingbirds have to. You got to go in and edit a couple things in there to make the line show up each time in a way that I like it. I like a nice, straight, steady line versus dots. It's a lot easier to see. So I can help you out if you show up Friday night, bring your boat up there, and I can help you out with that. And yeah, that was the other one. See. All right. Yeah, they got it. All right, so we're going to get ready to close this thing, but Clay, what else? Is there any other information that you would say just from a tournament standpoint, from a because you started out never.
Yeah, I'll talk real quick about the bite. So Taylor said talking about earlier about it was a tournament where I think what he was doing is with line scope, we all get so impatient. So I mean, I'm guilty of that myself. I mean, we use big old giant weights to get that jig right down the fish real fast. The bite when I was there last, it was good. I don't see it many. It'll still be a good bite. But with the colder temps, it seems that these fish that they just take a little longer to hit it. And so what I started doing more this time of year versus giving. So used to what we do a lot is get down there and they react and then just take it away from them. And they'll follow and grab it, which that's a different bite than a thump. You just got to feel the pressure. Mm-hmm. And that may be something you have to do just because the bite's so light. If it is, I try to just barely bring it up enough to where I feel pressure, not too fast. That's just something you have to play with when you get there. But something I do like to do this time of year, when it gets cold, those fish kind of get lethargic. I just hold it on. And it'll seem like it takes forever sometimes, but then they'll hit it. You'll just keep it in their face. for a little bit, they'll actually bite. You'll feel the thump. Now I said it's supposed to be fairly cold a few days before the tournament, so try that pre-fishing. If that works for you, great. Then you'll be able to feel it, know when the bite's there. If not, you may have to raise it real slow to feel that pressure versus the bite. I mean, I use an assortment of jigs. I use the thermocline lures and kind of natural colors and a couple of others, and then slab syndicate hand ties. I like the, you're gonna be fishing kind of deep, so I like a little bit of brighter colors. I like a pink, purple, and chartreuse, or pink, silver chartreuse, or that ginger chartreuse. Which same thing in the thermocline. I like Swamp Thing, which is a chartreuse and like monkey milk, and then I'll put a pink head on Black Emerald Shiner or Phantom. And that's mainly what I've been running with here lately. All my guys really, but at Palestine as well.
And that's a good question for you real quick. You brought that up. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up because the question I have is, does color matter? I'm going to say this. I kind of ran that on my Facebook deal, which I believe it does. But I also believe, like, I don't use colored jig heads because in my opinion, the greatest color for a crappie is the color of lead. Don't ask me why, but if I have my leader up too high, those suckers will go straight up to my leader and start pecking on that weight.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, just fishing this deep, the water's darker, and especially if we, depending on where you're fishing at, and I hadn't been there since we had some rain, so if the water stained up a little bit, I just like pink because it's bright. Yeah. And in my mind, like if you take a minnow and pull its head off, that meat's pink. So if they ever eat like wounded shad, then it's not blood red from them. They're not just bleeding like that. It's just like a pink meat. And that's, it's maybe weird in my head, but pink's a bright color. So if I think I need to get, if I think the bite's real tough and I need to get supernatural, then I'm with you. I like just a chrome head or a lead head. Yeah. Or I'll do even black or white sometimes. But if I want to get bright, which I like doing when they're deep, I like pink.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I've been hammering them on. We went last weekend. I went again today. Water temperature was 52 degrees today, by the way, surface temperature. But the Crappie Monster Ghost, it's a brand new jig out. This thing is indestructible. I mean, I can literally take it and stretch it about that far in the screen. It's not going to break. One bait, when I talked to the owner, he's like, I don't know, I'm going to lose money on this because I can't sell a whole bunch of packages. Because one package is going to last you a year unless you lose them. That's what every one I've lost has been on a tree. So I got a whole bunch of them suckers down there on the tree. But that's a good one using chartreuse and monkey milk color. So I think that's it. Well, actually, because your wife, okay, let me back up real quick. Matt asked water clarity. Water clarity right now is pretty stained. It's not muddy. I say it's pretty stained. It's normal. It's normal Palestine color. We did have some rain come in. I think they cooled the lake down a little bit from that last rain we had. Because I know we had.
I'd assume it's full. I didn't look. I meant to look before we got on here, but it was only 0.10 low a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I believe it is just from where. In fact, and that's a good point too. Where I put in at the Villages is closed, so you're not going to buy minnows there, but you also don't have to pay a launch fee. So if you're looking for a place to put in, depending on what part of the lake you're fishing this weekend, the Villages is about 6 miles from nautical mile from the way in, and it's a great central location. But there's also no launch fee there. It has a big sign that says $7, but nobody's there to collect it. So you don't have to pay anything. And then your wife asked a question. She says, "Are crappie colorblind?" I'm not sure if she's trying to get you to talk, but I don't know the answer. I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because and I say that most of what we do may be more about water clarity than what they actually eat. I'll tell a funny story real quick. So one of my favorite colors is pink, purple, and chartreuse. And I had a buddy of mine years ago. I had a buddy tie me some that worked in Tyler, so I went and got them at lunch and put them on my desk when I got back to work. And I got a guy I work with. He's just a real, nosy guy. And he comes and picks those up off my desk, and he goes, "This can't look anything like what they actually eat." And I told him, I said, "No, it gets them just like it just got you." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You want to know what it was? So you picked it up with your hands." I said, "Crappie don't have hands. They pick everything up with their mouth." And so I think sometimes those crazy colors, they're just curious what it is. They're on. I looking at them on the live scope, how they react and how they stalk your bait and how they attack your bait.
Yeah.
I always joke that they're like cats. They act like like cats. How a cat would attack something.
Yep.
And so maybe they're curious like cats too.
That's true. That's true. Well, guys, hey, I appreciate it. We were going to do this for 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to do it like again. If you just joined, we're going to do this every Monday right before the tournament. It's just something, a way to let y'all ask questions. We'll have different guides on each time or different people from that area. Clay, I appreciate you joining tonight. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all y'all
family. You've got this club to where it is, and I'm just kind of taking over and hoping we're not going to kill it.
No, y'all doing great.
Well, I appreciate it. But guys, if y'all have not joined yet, you have until Wednesday night to join the tournament, to sign up for the tournament online. If after midnight on Wednesday, you have to come up to Nautical Mile between 5 and 6:30. I totally missed Natalie and Dustin Wood. Hold on one second. Let me just look back here because these two guys.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Dustin Wood said, "Unfortunately, I'll be missing the first 2 tournaments this year, but brother, you're just scared, man. I know you." No, I'm just playing. Natalie says, "Hi guys, can't wait to see y'all this weekend." That's Josh and Walker's mom. So yeah, we'll definitely miss you.
Look forward to seeing y'all too, Natalie.
So we won't miss you, Natalie, because you have to be here to help set up. Russell. Thanks, Chris and Kat, for this. Yeah, man. Again, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do this once a month, and don't want to do it every weekend or every week, but we'll have somebody each time that can give a little information on the lake and go from there. So Clay, again, thank you for taking your time away from Cassandra. I know she's busy and y'all don't get much time to yourself. So thank you for taking your time and sharing with us. And hopefully we'll see you this weekend, sir.
Yes, sir. No problem. Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
All right, everybody. Hope to see y'all this weekend. If you can't fish, come out to the tournament and watch. All right. We'll see y'all hopefully Saturday. Bye.
Bye.